Hey, I'm Jazz. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. Can you believe I've been consistent for like a couple weeks now? This is amazing. I've never been this consistent with anything. But besides that, let's get on to the video. You're an actor, right? Woo! You made it. That's the end of the video. No, I'm just kidding. So, as an actor, you deal with a lot of rejection, and that can be tough at times. It doesn't really matter whether you're, in a school actor, you do community theater, Broadway, off-Broadway. It doesn't really matter what type of actor you are, because we've all dealt with rejection at some point in our lives. It's hard, right? That's really hard. But it's important to remember that everyone is literally on the same boat with you. I feel like so many people get in their heads about, oh, I didn't book this, I'm such a failure, I didn't even get a call back, which is valid, very, very valid. But it's just so silly to think that, especially if you're on Actors Access or any type of site or anything, like whenever you get an audition request on Actors Access, thousands of people are also submitting for that audition. That's literally already a small win. That every audition request you get, that is a small win. They saw your headshot and they were like, yup, she looks like she could do it. Which is why I always stress headshots so much. Like, you guys, don't be going to these places or don't be taking headshots. I know some people can do it with their iPhones and they'll get across just fine. But if you really want to book more auditions, get your headshots updated. Get them updated. It's the only, I'm telling you, my career, I've been getting so many auditions ever since I got my headshots, professionally done. Great, amazing. So with dealing with rejection, it's important to control the things that you can control and leave the stuff that you can't out of it. If you can't control it, it's out. If you can't control it, it's in. What can you control? Let's look at it. This feels like therapy, guys. I'm your therapist, Mama Jazz. What can you control? You can control your headshots. You can control how you perform. You can control your lighting. You can control your background. You can control all these things. So then why are you stressing about things that you can't control? It makes no sense. This is supposed to be fun, and it doesn't become fun when you're worrying about all these things that you have no control over. And you guys need to remember that. And I'm sure someone in the comments will be like, but Jasmine, it's not fun when you're not booking. Duh. But it's about doing the craft you love. You're not supposed to be worrying about, oh, am I booking or not? Obviously, bills to pay. Having a side gig is so important. You need something on the side that is not auditions, because that is so stressful. If you guys are like, oh, I need to, imagine relying on a job to pay your rent. That is not sustainable for actors, which is why you need something that is going to be there for you, sustainable and consistent, in order to pay your rent. Because guess what? This industry is full of ups and downs, and it's, you can't rely on it. So yeah, ease your stress, have a good job. It's also just really important to be kind to yourself. Remember, there are so many actors out there. Why not you? Why not you? This is your creative outlet. So be creative. Don't treat it like, oh, I have a self-tape to do. I need to do that now. No, it's supposed to be fun, guys. Every time you get an audition, you're supposed to be like, wow, this is, think of it as an opportunity to showcase not just your acting skills, but also you're your own costume designer. You're your own props master. You're literally everything. Think of it as a cinematic masterpiece that you are going to send off to a film festival, and it is going to be amazing. That's how I do my self-tapes. And let me tell you, it helps a lot, and it doesn't make you feel as stressed. If anything, it lowers your stress because you're having fun in the process and you're not necessarily worried about, I need to get this done today, blah, 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 blah. Because it's all about your mindset, guys. Rejection is hard, but it's all about your mindset. You need to look at things in a different perspective, and I understand it can be hard at times, but push through and just try seeing things through a different lens, a different perspective. And also a really big one is just releasing your auditions. I find that, you know, rejection really gets to us sometimes is because we're holding on to it. We don't want to let go, you know? We don't want to we're holding it close to our hearts, you know, especially if it's a show. You know, I've been there before, like, you know, Beetlejuice. Especially if it's a show that's really near and dear to our hearts, we might get attached to it, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but just remember to release it, you know. You don't need to hold on to that, you know. If it was meant to be with you, if you are meant for that role, then you are meant for that role, and that's that. You will gain so much peace and so much joy, and you'll have so much more fun if you just start releasing your auditions and stop checking callback corner. It's not good for you. Don't, if you need to, block that website, homegirl, because that site is not good for you. I remember I used to be on that site like at least 10 times a day. You have other things to do. Go read a book, you know? It's important to have other hobbies, especially like me. I recently started this YouTube channel, you know? This is kind of like my side thing so that I'm not worried about auditions anymore. Or also like TikTok. You need other things besides acting. It's only healthy for you. If you're worried about your auditions all the time, or, you know, work can be your gateway. You need to have other hobbies. You need to have fun with life, because it's not all about acting, and that's just the plain simple truth of it. Yes, it is amazing to be on set and book work, or, you know, do theater and whatever, but you guys release it into the atmosphere. Being rejected isn't fun, but it is a part of the game, and there are ways to cope with it. I mean, think of all the actors who didn't break out until they were older. There's Steve Carell, Betty White, Morgan Freeman, Samuel L. Jackson. These are all great actors, guys. It's not always about if you're good or not. It's just the industry. And you need to remember, because if you're good, you already know it. You don't need validation from anyone. You really don't. It might sound cheesy and corny, but it really is just all about confidence and believing in yourself. And rejection is just a part of the game. You will get rejected many, many times, and it's gonna suck. But there are ways that you can work around it and not think about it all the time. You know, have hobbies, be kind to yourself, and don't stress too much. Maybe your time isn't now. Your time might be in 10 years, and that's okay. It might be in 5 years. It might be in 2 years. No one really knows. But don't stress about it too much. Be kind to yourself. Yeah, that's all for my video today. It was kind of just a sit down little chatty moment. Thanks for watching. Bye.